All good? Okay, this press conference is being held in regards to the shooting in the city of Johnstown. Our deceased, I'm going to positively identify as Serena Ranieri, 17 years of age, from the city of Johnstown. She was a senior at Johnstown High School. This incident occurred shortly before midnight. She was pronounced deceased at 12:15 a.m. By Deputy Coroner Ira Hart. Autopsy was performed, which was confirmed that she passed away from a single gunshot wound to the upper chest area, and the manner of death is being ruled a homicide. Any questions for me before I turn it over to the DA?
The spelling for the victim is Syrina, last name Raneri. As has previously been released, there was an arrest in this matter. Caden Woodring, that's Kaden, 17 years of age, of the city, was charged with a general count of criminal homicide, several counts of aggravated assault, and a count of receiving stolen property. The count of receiving stolen property is because we do believe that the gun used in this matter was stolen. We're not going to go into too many more details about that at this point, as it is an ongoing investigation. The weapon has not been recovered yet, and obviously we are actively seeking out that weapon and very interested in obtaining it. JPD is a principal investigative agency. They are working on this case in conjunction with the DA's office and certain other departments that we believe where the weapon may have been stolen from. Mr. Woodring is charged as an adult. Given the nature of the charges, it is what's called a direct file. It has to be filed in adult court, and that is where we would certainly anticipate it staying through the duration. He is housed in the Cambria County prison currently. Since he is a minor, he is sight and sound separated from adult inmates, and we have one or two other juveniles currently housed up there as well. Any questions?
Is there anything you can say about possibly why this happened?
Sure. So why is a great question. I think the complaint kind of speaks for itself a little bit relative to that. So I would refer you to the complaint a little bit to sort of read between the lines. In terms of motive or anything like that, we don't really have much information to show that it was necessarily intentional. And that's why a count of general homicide includes everything from involuntary manslaughter up through first degree. First degree is an intentional killing with malice aforethought. Whether or not that's ultimately where this ends up still remains to be seen. This is a very early investigation. Obviously, the actor was in custody within about an hour after it happened. So we're still trying to figure that out. And those are questions that we don't have to prove motive in a case, but it's always nice to have an idea of what happened, why it happened. So we're still looking at that. We have a couple of theories. It very well may have been at least somewhat accidental at this point in time.
Now you said you don't have the gun recovered at this point, which you do believe is a stolen gun. Is there a scenario you see in which that gun is never recovered?
Yeah, I mean, it's possible that we never recover that gun. Obviously, we'd love to recover it. Whether we recover it or not doesn't, from an evidentiary standpoint, in the long run, isn't really detrimental to the case, I don't believe. We do believe it was a hunting-style rifle, larger caliber since it's a hunting rifle, right? Whether we recover that or not, I don't think at the end of the day matters a whole lot relative to the homicide side of this. Possibly relative to the receiving stolen property, that that particular charge, which is a relatively, in the grand scheme of this case, a minor charge, that may affect that a little more than the others.
Since the start of this fall, there's been quite a few homicides here in Cambria County. In your opinion, is this indicative of a growing trend?
I don't think so. If you look at, these are sort of one-offs, for lack of a better way to put it. I don't think it's a growing trend. From one perspective, the clear rate that we've had, the arrest rate in these is really good and sort of goes above what you would expect to see over time, particularly if you look at it on a national level. So the clear rate's really good. I think that should send a message to the community that if you do engage in this type of behavior, law enforcement's going to do everything you can to bring you to justice, and obviously the DA's office will do everything we can to prosecute you as justice requires in each instance. So I don't think it's a trend. I think sort of the last, the drive-by was a one-off. We really haven't had any of those around very much, and we made an arrest in that. And obviously this past incident is very isolated, very unfortunate, 2 young people involved, a 17-year-old's life cut way too short.
And obviously every homicide is very serious and all that, but I'm sure it opens some eyes around the area and as well for everyone up there when the people involved are 17, as you're saying. What are we doing to try and continue to protect people, or young people especially in the area?
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, obviously, no one wants to see something bad happen to a kid. Again, 17 years old, Serena should have lived another 70 years at least, and I spoke with her father yesterday, and I know JPD's been in contact with her father as well. Really not much you can say to a parent. As a parent, I can't imagine what this would be like. Every homicide is taken extremely seriously. I think sometimes there's other lessons that sort of the community at large can learn from different homicides. Anytime you have an instance like this, you have young kids partying on a Sunday night at 11:30 on a school night. Whether or not everyone knew where their kids were or whatnot, obviously we don't know. I mean, it's a shame. And any time a weapon is introduced, that's a heightened situation, right? And I guess the message to kids would be, if you are at a party and someone introduces a gun, even if it's in a playful type of setting, which as a lifelong sportsman, I can't imagine playing with a gun at a party with my friends. I grew up with guns. I grew up in Crescent. Everyone I knew hunted. That's not necessarily the case everywhere, but I think a lesson the community can take out of this is, if you're anywhere and someone introduces a gun in any way, shape, or form, just get out of there. You don't belong there anymore. Nothing good can come of it. Nothing. It's such a shame. Again, where it's the holidays, you have classmates of Serena, missing her family's missing her, and it's the holidays. This is the time when it's like the best time of the year to be a kid. I don't care if you're 6 years old or frankly even still in college. This is the best time of the year to be a kid. And unfortunately, there's lots of kids that are really sad in our community now because of this. And a lot of parents that are really sad. Obviously, Serena's family, but also Mr. Woodring's family has to deal with this as well. They have a child that's in prison for Thanksgiving at 17. Completely preventable. This whole situation at the end of the day, completely preventable. Any other questions? All right. Well, we appreciate your time, and happy Thanksgiving. Yes, sir. The victim's name, first name, Syrina. Last name, Ranieri, Ranieri. E-R-I. Her date of birth was February 16th, 2007. Yes, sir. All right. Thank you.